Hi, we're back with Jared, Wolfson, and Jon Hudson from Jack's Pacific.
Hey, Jett.
Thank you. Hey, Jett.
How do you guys think of the names for individual Monsuno? Some of them are really creative.
So creating the names for Monsunos is a pretty serious undertaking. I think probably the first bank of names, maybe the first 20 characters or so, when the story was being developed, scripts were being written, Jared and I worked day and night to come up with as many names that were meaningful and really cool as we could. And I guess our strategy is naming based on the manufacturer. So we set sort of rules and personality traits for each manufacturer. Cortec, is very scientific and lab-based, while S.T.O.R.M is militant and government-based, and Eclipse is just overall just evil.
So if you cut us back about 3 years, we would literally sit in a room and we'd come up with a bunch of names, and they weren't fit into manufacturers yet. So stuff like Nubtooth and Grind Rock, and stuff that they were monsters, but they didn't have a real meaning yet. And once we built the mythology and the structure for the whole world, we can then drop all these names into buckets that made sense and fit into the manufacturers and the kids who would control them. That was fun.
A lot of people have come to me comparing Monsuno to other competing products like Beyblade. What do you guys think is the biggest point of difference between Monsuno and other competing toys?
So I think what we've done with Monsuno to try to set it apart from anything that's been out before and anything that we could anticipate that would be really cool to play with for kids, cool to collect, is try to create as many unique characters as possible, as Jared mentioned earlier, in regards to the animation and the character styling. We feel that we stand alone in that area, and as far as the play pattern, it's got, as you know, the game, you can play so many different ways, with toy only, with trading cards only, with trading cards and toys, and it's really skill based. So as I personally know, Jared knows, we play all the time, and our skill continues to increase, and it makes a dramatic difference in how you play with the toy and your ability to win a game.
So for us, it's three things. I think it's empowerment. So a kid feeling like he has the ability to control the way that the core plays when they're battling. Because there are a lot of things out there that you can battle with. There are a lot of shows that have battle-based mythologies, and there are a lot of toys that you battle with in one way or another. With Monsuno, you're controlling the battle. You're empowered to launch out that monster, and when that monster launches out, you can play a strategic, well thought out version of a game, and the version of the game that you want to play that's right for you, whether it's basic, intermediate, advanced, or you're just playing, free play.
Do you guys think that sometime in the future we might see a new Monsuno manufacturer other than Cortec, S.T.O.R.M, and Eclipse?
Yes, in the very near future we will see a new manufacturer. We can't tell you exactly who they're going to be or what they will look like, but in Season 2 we do have a new manufacturer, potentially two, and they will come out in toys as well.
Yes, as of today, we were just meeting and discussing different aesthetics and looks and colors and things for the new cores and the new monsters for Season 2.
So keep an eye out for that. Seriously.
When Bakugan first came out, it was a massive hit, but as the years went by, they started to make a lot of silly accessories and support pieces, thus losing sight of what the brand originally was. Do you think that this could ever happen with Monsuno?
I think for Monsuno, we're really set on keeping the core play pattern and sticking to the core mythology of what we've worked so hard over the past 3 or 4 years to develop. So in regards to accessories and new toys and things like that, our objective right now is to really, really stick with the core, the transforming figure, the card game, and sort of the overall strategy and battle aspect of Monsuno.
Yep, that's been our goal since year one, since day one, and we're going to stick to it to the best of our abilities.
Where did the basic idea for the Wild Core come from?
The basic idea for the Wild Core came from something that one of our inventors had showed to us, and it was basically about having a perpetually spinning electronic motorized item. And I think, John, you can probably talk to that a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, we were presented an item, and Jared, Dom, Jeremy, and myself sat in a room and played with it. The whole idea was how long could we get a core to spin for? And when we saw this item, it was clearly the correct execution. And we worked, Jared and I worked together to expand on the idea. How do we make it even cooler than just spinning long? We don't have the monster popping out aspect of it, so what do we do? And it just evolved from there. We wanted to keep the transformation, which we have. The Wild Core cracks open whenever it's hit. We wanted to make it work well with the gameplay, and we have electronics in it, the batteries, so we decided it'd be great to add a light, and that's where we ended up with the Wild Core.
Yeah, so the Wild Core in its product form is something magical. It spins, it spins, it spins, it spins, it spins. It doesn't feel like it's ever going to stop. And you have to, as a kid with a toy, you have to crack it open. You have to defeat it. In the entertainment, we wanted to be organic in the sense that it was Monsuno essence trapped inside of this organic shell that was built around it. When the ground was disturbed and this thing kicked up to the surface, it was spinning like a wild green tornado, and it's something that could truly take out a whole town or wipe out a fleet of fishing boats, or take John and I and wipe us into the river. So we had to figure out how to make it meaningful and real in the animation, as well as make it a great product for you to play with at home.
What was it like working with the Monsuno game designers, Luke Peterschmidt and Rob Noss?
Luke and Rob have been great to work with. We've been working with Luke on Monsuno for probably about 2.5 years to develop the game. He's been such an inspiration and a good teacher, I think, to Jared and myself.
Absolutely.
We've learned so much about gameplay. We really didn't want to come in as toy guys or entertainment guys and say that we know how to design a card game that's good for kids to play.
But again, Luke came in. Luke's a legend. Luke has launched some really big games, and Luke has been in the business forever. And someone like Luke, you don't want to call him a designer because he's got the mind of an engineer. I mean, the ability to go in and build these deep systems that allow you to play hours and hours and hours with different gameplay every time. It's mind-boggling.
We're already working with Luke and the top team on expanding the game as the season 1 continues, and not reinventing, but expanding, I guess, even further for season 2.
Here's something that I've been wondering about. While watching Monsuno videos from Toy Fair, I noticed that there will be a few Monsuno video games coming out. What are these going to be like?
Okay, good question about video games. We don't currently have an ETA on the release of a video game, but we are in conversations with multiple partners on the video game license. Fremantle Media is our licensing agent on the Monsuno franchise, so they're out there making the deals with all these separate partners to put out Monsuno merchandise, whether it's t-shirts or it's back to school and accessories or it's video games or one of many other categories. You will see lots of Monsuno merchandise out there in the world for you to wear or collect or buy or play with.
There is currently a video game online at nicktoons.com.
There is, and it's called Battle to the Core, and I think to date it's around almost 1 million gameplays, which is pretty exciting. John's probably 999,000 of them.
I've been doing nothing but playing it.
Jett, I'll bet you're the other 1,000. So there you have it.
Well, thanks for letting me interview you guys. It was a lot of fun. And thanks for watching. See you next time.